Hello and good evening. How the devil is, everybody? Yes, I have been messing around with shaders. Yes, we have. It has been interesting. As you can see, there's a lot of wetness. Can you guys... Oh, you can't see the FPS. Wait, there. I have a cunning plan with the FPS. Evening, Mr. Cut. Hello. How the devil is, everybody? No, you can't see it anyway. That's about 20 FPS. Mind you, this is ICC. Pretty bad. Who we got in the channel? We have Savik, hello. We've got Sky Cannon UK. Hi, Carl. Hi. Jojo N3, nicey nice. Getting my laptop soon. Cool. Dunkane, hello, Dunkane. Welcome to the stream. And Nominox, good evening. Good evening, Mr. Lominox. We've got like 4 or 5 new followers since yesterday. Steinhardt, what? No, don't mispronounce it now. Steinshroom has followed. Thanks for the follow. I'm assuming they're in the chat as that was a minute ago. Looks like it's been raining. It does. It does look like it's been raining. It looks like it's been raining everywhere. Which is a little bit odd, but yeah, it's kind of cool. Let's have a look over the back. Everything looks wet except the water. You've got to catch it just right, haven't you? Even the sides of the building look a little wet. Who has been sending NPCs down here? That's just weird. Yes, the shiny wetness of shaders. There's 2 additional shaders. Normally the only thing I use is SMAA, which is a different type. There you go. You got slightly better water there. See the reflections in it. It would be awesome if we could tell this shader basically just work on whatever's designated water in the game instead of just any surface ever. Which would be cool. Yes, it would. It does work, though. It works rather well. It's been raining everywhere, including inside the buildings, though. It's literally anything below a certain level. It is rather cool. Yes. Okay, so let's have a look. If we nip through the grid, is the grid wet? The grid is wet. Okay, we had a flood in the grid. Does look kind of cool though, doesn't it? All the reflections and such like. It looks like a mirror effect more than it looks like anything else. And it's reflecting. If I close the planet map for a second, it's reflecting my nano window. Yeah, it's a pretty cheap cheat. But yeah, it looks like it's been raining in here. Let's go and have a look at the lake in Newland. I've just been gooning around with these all day. We've got ray tracing working. I did a couple of secrety streams. Does take a while to load in textures. So look at the lake outside Newland. Reflecting the trees. It's all a shader. It's all a cheat. But the rest of the world just looks a little bit off with it as well. I think if we start running across the great expanse of Newland Desert, we also get... Do we get shiny water? Yeah, sort of. It starts looking a bit odd. Like chunks of shininess in squares instead of it being smoothed out, which is a little bit of a shame. But overall, it's quite impressive. And the water's got to be viewed. See, that's quite nice. You know, you can see the lake over there. Maybe these are quints. This one you have to donate him a couple of dollars to get. This is, believe it or not, this is ray tracing. Software form of ray tracing. No, NVIDIA did not invent ray tracing. Ray tracing's been around since the early Pixar movies, etc. It's been part of CGI for a very long time. Doing it in real-time ray tracing is new, and building architecture into a GPU in order to do it is new, but ray tracing itself, not so much. SMA, I don't need to look at that. Now this one, Quint SSR, which is whatever. That's the one that's causing the reflections. What you're looking at now is let's turn off the reflection. You can see there what that's doing sort of behind the scenes. It's a lot easier to do without everything filled in, so to speak. You can see there SSR is creating these reflections. Is there a way? Fade distance. Sort of want it to start. Reflection exponent. Not sure what that's doing. What was it on 5? Okay, we'll put it back on 5, and then we've got reflection vertical field of view. Well, that's always going to be 50. Surface relief height. Can't see that, so let's go back to... What I want is it to start further away, but I'm not sure how you get there. Don't know which one does that. Precursor definitions. Yeah, it won't let you adjust those. Okay. Ray increment. Ah. So that brings it all the way to there. Let's... That's acting like a slider. That's a bit better. So you're not getting the reflections till then. Let me show you that again. What was that, ray? Now I've got reflections set to maximum. So it's trying to place a reflective surface everywhere, including the grass, which is probably just turning to mush on the stream. What I'd love is one of those shaders and just tell it, this stuff, this stuff is reflecting the NCU window. It's the way the game is built that. It can't determine what is... the game doesn't differentiate. I'll show you some weird things we found out. So we're gonna reset SSR. And I'm going to turn it off for now. So I've turned SSR off, and I'm going to turn... This is global illumination. This is the ray tracing. Let's focus on this first. So If we come out, in the zone, now you can see all the various lights, etc. And whenever auras and things are happening around Fatty, as you can see here, he's got various nanos in his NCU which are pulsing away. But you can actually see just how they're interacting with various things. Now you can see the two mission terminals over here by OFOS. And as they're sort of turning, you can see that part of them is a light source, and you can see that light source shining on the wall, like so. And this person here has some sort of yellow aura running, and when it's shining you can see the extent of where it goes. So some of it is shining on the wall in front of them, even illuminating the back of that guard there. Yes. So let's put it back on. I've tweaked these settings about 5 bazillion times, but I seem to find it works best like this. So now it's hard because Fatty's got a load of stuff running on him. And then the light from this thing here, is that a light source? It looks like a light source. There's something affecting the wall there, whatever it is, I'm not sure. It's pretty cool. Here's one of Savic's alts down here. They usually are hiding down here somewhere. No, not at the moment. Right, this person buffing. You can see the light there. If you watch them, see what's going on here. You can see the light actually reflecting on Fatty there. Even on that wall over there. Not now, I'm in Foreman's with a Discorder. A Discorder? Oh, someone on Discord. Let's go to Borealis. We should see a bit of activity in Borealis. Let's see. You can see where light sources are, where light is bouncing. At the rotating sign there, shining light around it. So you can see what's going on under the hood there. And then we switch to here. Now I've set it fairly subtle, but if you watch the wall in front of Fatty here, if he buffs himself. Did you see that? Soto Mahoney, welcome pants. Yeah, don't look at Fatty. Look at this wall here. You ready? Oh, gotta wait a few seconds. See how the light from Fatty's hitting the wall? Now, if I turn that off and do the same again. Oh, gotta jump out again. Still doing it a little bit. But it seems like even when you switch... I switched SMA off. There you go. Right, so if I buff myself again, watch the wall. Doesn't react in any way, shape or form. We turn it back on. Now watch the wall when I buff myself. See how the light is bouncing across and hitting walls and things. The problem seems to be with this, mostly interiors. Don't seem to like it quite as much. But you can see here how dark it is in the room, how the lighting, the shadow is correct for where I'm standing. Now if I buff myself again, It is doing it, but not much. I have got it set pretty low to combat it looking weird with interiors. But it is kind of working. It's a reflection. Well, yeah, because that's what light does. It bounces on things. Now, if I set... Where is it now? Bounce light intensity. If I set this to the default, which is 4, and come out, and if I do it now, it's kind of hard to see, but there, you see how the light is doing that? It's not reflection, it's actual light being cast. That's why when I come over here, how far I can see into this room with it. I can see named NPCs moving around in the murk. Which is kind of cool. It actually works a little better in first person rather than third. You'll see light coming off an aura in a second if I do it like this. Because it can't see the light source, you see. But Fatty's name is actually acting like a light source. Can you see the light coming off that on the wall there? Turn it. Oh. Yeah? See the blue? That's what's going on. So RTX off. It's bright, but the wall isn't illuminated by it, yeah? So we turn it back on. Now it is. Kick it, sir. I'm on TV. Yes, you are. Welcome to Showbiz. Robo girl, I'm guessing. So yeah, quite interesting. Quite interesting. Oh, Robo Girl, I am on TV, yes. Yes, you are. So, yeah, there we go. And then we've got to wait for everything to load in a little slower. Now, see this briefcase that Carlo is holding? In order, I think early on, I think the devs tried to make that look as much like shiny metal as possible. So what they did in DX8 and 7 on the old engine was they made it slightly luminous, which means on the new engine that got transferred across with it because it was a copy and paste. So when I come out, why? Yes, it is a light source, as you can see. The bottom of the case is casting light. We know this game so well, we can just run around with very little information whatsoever. Everyone going, look at my pwn outfit. Well, as far as the game's concerned, you look like that. And the rest is just that. You can see all the light sources here. Now you can probably see some red and blue sort of flickering over here. That's actually the GUI. It doesn't differentiate the GUI from the game world space. It's just the way it works. Mathematica, hello, welcome to the stream. So yeah, there you go. Now, let's make it wet with SSR, which is Screen Space Reflection. Hola. And the ground is wet. It is a nice effect. It makes it feel much more modern looking, but it doesn't work everywhere. Certain areas just look bizarre with it. But around cities with flat floors, places like that, it looks pretty cool. Not gonna lie, it looks pretty awesome. Seeing the reflection of the world in there. That is pretty smart. I like that. That is pretty nice. Sephi314 Wolf. I was an Ark and Bug Hunter for AO back when it first released. Wow, going back a ways there. 19 years ago, plus. I was playing back then as well. Back in 2001, I'm still here. You know, I could have murdered Gouter and been out of prison by now. Don't murder Gouter, he's a lovely man. So yeah, pretty interesting. Ooh, let's have a look at... Yeah, that line it doesn't make itself distinct from one place to the next, and the silo is still lying on the floor. There you go, it's back up. Yeah, so Guild City, it's still got its issues with things spawning in, but it doesn't look too shabby, except entire buildings coming into being. A cool little backyard no one ever uses, but has anyway, because it's part of it. We've got a ship buried in the ground there. I think that's just a glitch. Dead robot. And they got the bar. My god, it's shiny. It's a very, very shiny bar. It's a very cool looking bar, actually. He looks very sort of blocky there, doesn't he? That's the screen space reflections making him look quite sort of blocky and pixelated. Let me turn it off. Is it? No? No, he just is. Right, okay. He just is blocky and pixelated looking. But that looks pretty cool. We got reflections, yeah. But it sort of gives that impression of floodedness, like everywhere's just had a massive rainstorm and now it's gone. Yeah, you can see the mirror imaging going on there as well. I mean, look how nice the water looks here, reflecting the city. Let's go in the main building itself. Okay, it is bright in here. It's redonkulously bright. 10-year cake. Yeah, we have all manner of random crap in here. Various guild members post. Oh, they look shiny now, don't they? Taraskew, the dragon. I hadn't noticed that before. It says Inferno on the plinth. We have the first person nest. Back to the whoa. Yeah, a little over bright in places, but that's not bad, is it? Such Spy TV, hello, welcome to the stream. We're just gooning around with shaders and such at the minute. So that's what the screen space reflections does. I like it, I just need to tone it down a little. How are we looking up here? Yeah, loading times are much, much longer, even with an SSD. It still hasn't loaded in the rest of the objects in here. Some, but not all. Roller rat running on the wheel. The machine of Win. Oh, there you go. The rest of it's loaded in. It's quite a lot for it to think about in this room, I suppose. Yeah, and this is the secret power supply for the whole thing. Is the roller rat on a wheel. Yeah, the lights are a little overkill in here. Just thinking of where else to go for a quick look. I know. Let's use our shiny wampers. I used to love seeing these. You know, when we had open cities around Rubicar, you'd be flying back from going shopping and you'd spot this and just go, oh, brilliant. You know, because it was just like, yay. I'm back. You just come straight out. As if you just exited there. Right, now it's going dark. We're starting to see a bit more of the illumination working. The triangles on top of the mission terminals don't actually spin the whole way around. They flap away back and forth. So it is a little odd. Yes, it is. I like, though. I think it's nice. I think the screen space is a bit much, though. So I'm going to turn it off for now. I like the shininess. I just think that you can have too much of it. Let's go check out a few of the clubs, man. Let's check out some of the clubs. Reed's Retreat. I thought you could get in that way. Did I always just fly in at the top? Maybe I did. Most of the outdoor areas look really amazing. We'll do a Shadowlands run in a minute. Okay, so what happens if we put on screen space reflections in here? Well, the glass looks a bit more convincing. Who remembers coming to all the parties in here? I do. And on the other side, the box room. Meet me in the box room at Retreat. Need have a meeting up there. If you know the way to get up there. I remember it still. It was bloody hard to do. I remember that. To get up on the beams at the top. Who remembers? Yes, forgotten, misspent youth. And through this door. That's just so lazy, isn't it? Look at that. That's somebody just went, we need to put a picture up here, and they said, well, just take one of the face meshes. Just slam that up. They won't notice. I mean, literally. And this was the chill lounge. The lounge of chill. With the glass tables that are shimmering a bit with the screen space reflections. Unsurprisingly. And the meat room. Nothing weird here. What do you mean? We're a respectable venue, establishment, and just because there's half a corpse hanging from the ceiling as an ornament, and yes, perfectly fine. It's only decoration. No one's been hurt. So what if there's a dead body in here? Yeah, weird if you think about it, though. We just accepted the weirdness. Pretty cool. Okay, I think who... Okay, I have no idea what that was. Somebody's new ringtone, I think, downstairs. Sounds like a kid's piano. Yeah, I think I'll log a tune and we'll do a run. We'll do a Shadowlands run. So we'll start off in Job and run to Pand. By then, Savik should have finished and we can get on with, I don't know, go do a raid somewhere. Like Euchimedes or something like that. Or we might save that for the weekend. Crash. Didn't like that. Okay. It's pretty solid, but not 100%. You're done with Foremans now. Subway might be too long, yeah. Could be too long. First thing I noticed is you even get the reflections even at the login window. It's kind of like, yay. Why is your graphic look so good? Because it has fat graphic, right? You got fat graphic. I'm using shaders. So I'm using Quint, ray tracing, and screen space reflections. I'm going to turn screen space reflections off. I'm going to go to my fixer because he's got the most run speed and access to everywhere in Shadowlands. He's got all the garden keys. So, or should I run Shadowlands with the screen space on so we get the shinies? So you can see the way the lighting's working. Start buffing myself now. Trouble is, you see, I can't see what the hell I'm doing when I go to sort of the analytical mode. So I can see what's going on under the hood. Look down, we should see a bit of... Usually you can see it if you stand next to something, because I've turned down the length of the light rays. You see there? The blue of the aura as he's casting it on himself. So that's what the ray tracing is doing. I've left it fairly subtle. Renew the big hot. It depends what he actually casts on himself as well. We have a Savik. Have you got... I'm sure you have on this character, but have you got your blue ring? You has. Go on then, Sav. We're going to go running. We're going to go running all the way to Pandemonium without using the gardens. So, okay, let's team up so Sav can talk to me directly in team. So, most non-PVM thing ever. Because it is, right? Not attacking any mobs. My God, it's bright here. Super duper bright. Right, I'm going to put screen space back on, even though I crashed in Borry with it. But it makes this place make a bit more sense with it being... It's not as garish white now, although it is a bit. Just too many light sources, isn't it? But it looks better with the wetness. And the rings light up, which is cool. Yeah, no, I want it tame down that wet look. Yes, I do. Have a nice time. I see you around. Okay, Tuto. Nothing exciting for you at the moment. There you go. We're going to run. Go away, Drake. Nobody likes you. Damn, he snagged me. Mathematica. Looks nice. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? For Anarchy. It is a bit choppy, though. I'm not going to lie. Emissary of Job. I got snagged again. No. You've got to go all the way around Shadowlands just to run back and go to Urgo, who's over there. Because of the wall. It's a little dark, I would say. And do I want to put on... Seeing as it's a stream. Oh, I don't have eye adaptation. I've not reinstalled it. Yeah, some of it wouldn't work, so... I picked my slowest to team with your fastest. Yeah. We're okay. Now you can see that, look, that's unplayable. You couldn't play with screen space reflections doing that. That just wouldn't work. No. It's nice, but I need to figure out how to make it work a little better. I can see you on the mini-map anyway. It is nice, but it doesn't work everywhere. An area like that where you've got lots and lots of grass, it does not work that well. I've got a very bouncy keeper here. Right, we're going over to the misty bit. Yeah, the screen space reflections were having a little bit of an issue with the grass and everything else. Okay, I've got fog switched on in game, but I think I'm going to turn fog off just so we can see a little further ahead. That's an in-game setting. I've turned the fog off just so we can see further ahead and what's going on. I mean, it does destroy some of the atmosphere of being lost in the mists. But, yeah. Steinshroom, finally a use for backlights and stuff. Yeah. Exactamundo. The thing is, it treats objects in your inventory as a light source. So if I pick up my ring here, see, I'm like lighting up Savick there. You'll see it more when we get to Urgo and I actually use it on something. Where's the... there we go. Damn you, how do you know the way? Because it has run it many, many times in the past. Shadowlands Beta would have been... Oh, hang on, no, I've got to put screen space back on for here. And then put in-game fog back on. Okay, now it's kind of funky. Totally not Dagobah. Stay there, stay there, stay there, stay there. Yeah, you have got a reflection. But I can only see it when I get far enough away from yourself. Stop running towards me. Wait there. Damn you, uncooperative. Yeah, there you go. Can you see your own shadow there on the stream? Wait, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I can see your whole thing reflecting there. Okay. So for areas like this, it'd be nice to have it in some way automated, so it only works when it detects actual liquid. Do you know what I mean? That would be so cool. Or have it work everywhere. If weather equals rain, then SSR. And that would make areas like this look awesome. Wouldn't it, though? Do you think? Do you not think? The ray tracing in this definitely lift the game up a little bit. Until you get here and go, oh, why is that looking shiny and wet? A way to get it to detect, like, do this while it's raining and then stop doing it when it's not raining unless the surface is actually water. Because now it just looks weird. Let's turn it off for a second. Okay. And if we turn off fog, that was weird. Just noticing there's this weird light going on over there. Now I turn it off. Yeah, I can't see what that would be over there. Merkzerk, welcome to the stream. How the hell are you? We are messing around with shaders. And I think I'm going the wrong way. Yes, I am. But I wanted to come and have a look at things. I'm sure we'll see more of that after. We want to get to Ergo. And I'm running along with Savic. Yeah, we've got ray tracing kind of software version running. So it is kind of cool. Running through the mists with screen space reflections turned on, it just makes everything look incredibly wet. Where's the... There it is. Should have been looking for the Yotto. It's not merely a precarious walkway, but a slippy, precarious walkway. Yes, exactly that. Somebody running in the opposite direction. Like, cool. I forgot to bring something to Ergo. Oh, baby, look at the lighting on the back of the Job. So annoying there's an invisible wall that you can't jump through to come this way. It can't decide which... Oh, there you go. Right, look, because that's in a different zone on that side of the border. That's the zone border there. That line, you see this? This is pulsating in time with the rest of the wall. But this isn't. This is in the other zone, Frontier Bridge. Awesome. Okay, switching to Daredevil Mode. I'm seeing in Sonic. And yes, you still can get on there. I'll show you, but... well, what you'd have to do is literally jump down onto the arms and climb all the way up. And it takes forever. It's rather dark. I can't see a bloody thing. Can anyone see on the stream? No, you can't see on the stream. I was better off using Daredevil Vision. If you fall off, you go back to Job Harbour. It's like, back to the start. Okay. Can we see here yet? A little bit. We picked the middle of the night to run through somewhere with 0 lighting. There's no lighting here unless you bring some. It's like, no, the stars are not going to help, which makes these illuminating. Yeah, it is shining on the character. It's not doing the full-on lava thing, though. I know that it's this way just by looking at the mini-map. We should hit Adonis just as the sun is rising. That should be interesting. Yeah, pretty cool so far. So not only have I got my regular engine tweaks running, I've also got the reshade giving me RTX and so on. I mean, it's RTX on DX9, so don't expect amazing. It's ergo being quite shiny. If I turn on screen space, does he get more shiny? Hard to tell, there's so little light here. That was quite cool though, seeing that thing's reflection. Right, now when I get to this gate here, what is it you're up to? I'm out walking the dog, so I missed the start of the stream. I'm messing around with shaders at the minute, then we'll go off and do something else. You can see it. I had this working yesterday with the default settings, but if I pick this ring up, can you see it's illuminating the actual screen space behind it, like, as I get to the button? Savic a little bit more on surfaces. So items, screen space reflect, how many frames a second? 29. Oh my god, that's killing it. Okay, that's not working for us here. No, that's a little better. It's a shame because it does make water look really good, but we're going to run through the middle. Go through the middle. Nighttime in certain areas in Shadowlands and Rubicar is incredibly dark. So we've actually got ray tracing running, and we were messing around with screen space reflections at the same time. You can see the light from here. If I switch to sort of under the hood, you can see this is a light source now. Unfortunately, your hotbars and everything else are also a light source. He's not. There's Sav. If Sav casts a nano now, can you do that for me, please, Sav? While I'm looking at you. You see how all around Savic it is affecting the light and objects around here. So we go back into normal view. You do notice it, but it's not until you sort of point out that's what's going on that you really realise, wow, it is doing it as well. Right, onwards. All the way north. All the way north to, well, Pand. They're pretty cool as well. So a combination of that plus the RTX is pretty... I shouldn't call it RTX, it's ray tracing. And it's not, and it is in real time, but it's like a software-based one. I can ramp it up really, really high, but then I get like 3 frames a second. Because it doesn't even if you had an RTX card, like the new top of the line RTX, it's not using the RTX technology on the card. That has to be done by the game devs themselves, apparently. So yeah, God rays and such looking cool through there. I don't know if that's going to come across on the stream. Would be nice if it did. Now if I put on screen space, the water surface should look pretty smart. This is what I'd like it to do, is turn on screen space reflections for water. See? How much better does that look? Running towards that gate with an actual reflection working in an area that it makes sense that the reflection would be there. Look at Savick running up, even in this poor lighting. The thing is, Savick's name lights up in the water. It's reflected in the water as well there, I think. Was it? It was, wasn't it? Ermite. You weren't getting attacked by Ermite, surely. Right, this is always a long zone, this. And if you're going to crash in Shadowlands, you'll crash here. Right, there we go. We're in. Ooh, yeah. Choppy. What's the frame rate? Like 31-ish for here. Normally like 100 here. Just stand there a sec. Is Savick's name in the... Yeah, your big long guild, Savick's secret intelligence agency, is being reflected in the water. At first I wasn't sure, but then when you're moving, it's moving along with it. Yeah, so running through the middle here with screen space reflections actually looks bloody cool. Look at this. Like that aura or whatever that thing's got over there was reflecting in the water underneath. Doing a good job here. I wonder if it wouldn't be... Oh, God. You're now in first person. Third person? It was reflecting that. I don't know. I've lost Savick somewhere. Or she's ahead of me. She's ahead. Yeah, if I just run in first person, is that better on the stream? Yeah, the huts do look good, don't they? They're really illuminated, aren't they? The trouble is, you see how the grass is interacting with all of the UI and everything else? That's all fine, but as soon as you come down to below horizontal, everything just turns to... I don't know what to do with the grass. But while it's working on, you know, a nice flat surface, like water here, this looks amazing. This looks really, really good. Looks so much more up to date. You just need screen space reflections on water, because as soon as you're not on water and you've got loads of grass everywhere, it just goes completely nuts. But when you're in the water, oh yeah, now it looks okay again, you know. Who thought of that? Who thought that was a great idea for a mob? Let's make a Brontosaurus and we'll put bosoms on it. Yeah, you can imagine them just like really, really stoned, thinking this was a funny idea. I mean, seriously. And let's animate them as well. Yeah, let's make them flap around. Yeah. Deary me. Yeah, when you look back on it, it looks pretty good. It does look pretty good. Okay, I'm going to turn off screen space because I think it's going to go a bit... going through this area here. Where are we going? Don't want to go that way. We want to go this way, don't we? It's weird running in first person, and it's funny that originally when I first played AO, I think the first 3 or 4 years I played AO, I played first person with head bob switched on. I mean, how on earth I managed to do that, I don't know. But I did. It's just bizarre. Oof. Yeah, I get some stuttering while the ray tracing is doing it. It's doing the ray tracing in software mode as far as I'm aware. Yeah, we can go this way. No, we know we can't. Just remembered. No, you can't go that way. Or can you? Am I thinking of the other place? Yes, you can go this way. I was thinking of the other bit. As long as you can get to this portal, you're fine. Bit of not sure what's going on there, but that's always been a bit iffy. The sunlight in Shadowlands, it's always been sort of whenever it's near the edge, when you get out to sort of past this little wavy line here, the sun disappears and it all goes dark. It does that in the old engine as well. It did that in the Shadowlands beta. I can remember thinking, oh, what happens if I keep going? Where do I end up? You know, you don't. You just in the beta, you just kept running and running in darkness and disappearing off the map until eventually you just stopped in like virtually complete blackness and had to watch yourself coming back like that. I'm not sure it does that anymore. Do we want to? No. You couldn't really do it beyond Elysium. Let's go and check the blackness. We're going to check the blackness because I don't even think the hecklers will aggro at 220. Well, they're 160, aren't they, in Elysium? We will, for science, we're going to check the validity of the, where do the hecklers go? How far off the map can you actually run in Shadowlands 2020 in Elysium? He said in his best for science voice. Yes, there we go. Right, so we had dead east or northeast. Yeah, it's just grey. Grey trash. Oh, swimming. But you see now, swimming doesn't prevent you from carrying on because you've only got movement speed. I think I've hit an invisible wall. They put invisible walls in. Oh, Swizz. They put invisible walls in. Oh, it's boring. We're going on an event. It did used to just keep going and going, and you'd sort of like end up here somewhere, going, oh crap, how the hell do I get home? You know, and and just like keep moving, hoping that eventually you would. It's the same on the opposite side of Elysium as well. But I do remember that. I remember thinking it was awesome. If we put the old screen space on here. Now, can you imagine the new engine did this automatically? Gave us screen space reflections on water. How awesome would that be? Except Savic's name does it as well. What are you doing, Savic? Leave the heckler alone. She's determined to kill it. I'm going to be here for a long time. That was for science, was it? You killing a heckler. Okay. That was for science, everybody. Okay, so now we got the weird wet and shininess over rough terrain. It doesn't work, does it? It's great over water, and it's good in cities and stuff because you got lots of flat surfaces. But as soon as you get out to, you know, more sort of wild world terrain, you know, areas like this, then it's a little more weird. So it, you know, it's good and it's bad, sort of thing. Oh, she's always a pain in the arse. People trying to get to Ergo. You know, just saying. Shiny, shiny Ergo. Shiny lights down here. And under there. Casting illuminations everywhere. German microwave. How's it going? It's going okay. How are you doing, dude? Welcome to the stream. We're gooning around with shaders. This is Anarchy Online with ray tracing. No, I'm not joking. For reals. We've got ray tracing working. The large round porthole isn't a light source, looks like. Yeah, I know. You would think if you were going to make a light source around there, you'd make it as the porthole, wouldn't you? I have lost a Savick somewhere. I think she's still up there. Oh, here she comes. Yeah, along here is pretty cool. There's not a lot to see in Sheol unless you hit Sheol when it's sort of nice and light. You can't really... I was watching your stream, yeah. Yeah, you can't see much of anything in Sheol unless you're hitting it at the right time of day. It's always murky. Somehow the way they designed day and night here always means you're virtually always in shadow. And so all the lighting is sort of flat and nondescript. So we're going to whiz on through. Yeah, I would have thought you'd have made the porthole a light source as well, but no. Yeah, you're just constantly in shadow in Sheol, and except for certain points in the day. I hear you have ray tracing running. We do. We can look at just the ray tracing component. This is what ray tracing is actually adding and doing inside the game. That's kind of freaky to watch, isn't it? Savik's watching going, I have no idea where he is. You do. You know this run, you've done it a bazillion times. Where's the gap gone? Isn't the gap along here somewhere? Ooh. Got a bit lost, chaps. I've lost my gap. Hang on. I'll have to put it back. We have to go more to the east. Yeah, I think I threw... Oh, yeah. It was... Yes, I confused myself. I thought it was here. Are we running back the same way now? No, there's a gap along here just as you get to this bit. Yeah, here it is. Tav, over here. That was the gap I thought I couldn't find. Anyway, there we go. We found the gap. It was quite useful using it like Daredevil night vision sort of thing. Yeah, you can see the light bouncing off things. I mean, I can ramp up what the ray tracing is doing. If I can move the ray length up to ridiculous. But I think it gets a bit overpowered in most areas when you do that. If I give everybody a short heart now. It's like lighting up all the way over there. I just think that's too much ray length. So I sort of have that quite low. What did I have that on? I'll put it on 6. I think that's higher than I normally have it. So it does make it quite interesting. Yeah, Sheol, where the lighting lets down an otherwise amazing looking playfield, really. I mean, if you think about it, it's one of the most amazing looking places, you know, in terms of design. How sort of broken up and freaky it is. And there's another area where, see, on this side, looking across, that's a light source. On this side, it isn't. Now we get across, and it's not a light source anymore. I have no explanation. Stein Shroom. Love Sheol, but man, did it hit me hard in the face the first time I got there way back when, yeah. It's so hard, it's so easy to get lost in Sheol that it should come with a warning. I didn't get... No, it doesn't. It doesn't go any further back than DX9, which is what the new engine is. So unfortunately, no, it doesn't work on the old engine such spy. I missed that, sorry. Okay, they're lit. Well, it's DX8, dude, which is 2001, so you can't honestly, you know. I did see a glimmer of hope for it, though. There was, you know, the Deus Ex, the original Deus Ex? That was DX8 as well. And someone did a reshade for that, which wrapped the DX8 in DX9. So you could use more modern effects on it, like this ray tracing, which works, you know, through DX9, 10, 11, 12, etc. But, yeah. I mean, I think on release, I think it was DX7. I remember I had a Voodoo 3 when it released still, and I was looking for a mini glide driver to make it work, and ended up getting a Reaver TNT2 with 64 meg of memory, because we paid for the 32 meg version, and that was expensive enough. That was like 300 quid then, and the guy brought out the box for the 400, which was like, whoa, you know, the 64 megabyte version, which was like, oh my god, what a result. Right, let's get out of the gloom of Sheol. See that only lights up when it's in a certain area, and then it's out of sight, out of mind. But you think most games now are actually first person perspective. Now, let's have a look. Oh yes, and the light from that, you see, it's glowing all over Savik. And the floor down here. So it's definitely doing its thing. In here's quite interesting. Yeah. Oh, the door that doesn't. There's another door this way that does, though, isn't there? I remember this. Yes, coming out here and thinking this was the way you were meant to go. And then going, oh, well, how do I... Oh, right, okay. And then stray dog attacked and went, oh, look, there's a garden exit. Okay, let's kill mobs for the garden exit and save. And, like, went and hit stray dog. And then spent the next 20 minutes trying to kill all the ads it spawns. But virtually no one ever comes here. I think there's a very high invisible wall, but it can be gotten over, I think, if you sort of, I don't know, kind of almost cheat it. You can get over and onto the mainland proper. It's not easy to do. I think it's taller than the tree as well. Another reason they wouldn't allow flight in Shadowlands is you'd have just gone flying to the end of Shadowlands. But yeah, almost no one ever comes out on this little bit. I always feel sorry for the guys. You can see there. See, I think that's too far on how far it shades out. I think the ray paths need to be a little lower. We'll go for 4. Otherwise, I think it's just a bit too much. It, you know, like, yes, it makes it easier to see the effect, but does it make it look less realistic? And isn't the point of RTX, ray tracing, etc., to make things look like they do in the real world, to emulate real lighting and how light behaves in the real world? You know, so... Well, the lights switched on as I entered the corridor. Right, underwatery. Kind of interesting. Can see the water surface up there. What does that do with SSR? Screen space reflections. Yeah, you see, we're underwater, so why would we have a wet surface whilst underwater? Did I turn fog off? I did. Let's turn fog back on. That's better. Yeah, so you wouldn't really have an underwater area where the surfaces were visibly wet. You see wetness when there's air above it for you to see it. Otherwise you don't. Definitely looks wet though. See, having it here would make sense because the whole place has been flooded or whatever. It's sort of like here, coming out from an underwater area to here makes this kind of makes sense on these surfaces, as though Adonis itself has just come up out of the meta water or something like that. You know, you can kind of imagine that being the case. But then you kind of go, well, oh, hang on, no, water doesn't do this over grass, and no, then it just doesn't look right. So yeah, the whole thing is cool, but nah, not quite, not really a thing. I mean, it is good. Don't get me wrong, it is good. It's just not quite, you know. It looks so good on flat surfaces, though. And look at that. Running down here. Like so. You know, it sort of works, doesn't it? You know. As though the whole place has just come up from under the ocean. You know, especially with like mould and plants that look like they could live underwater there. But otherwise, a little odd. Because it can't make any distinction between, you know, what would be wet and reflective and what wouldn't be, so it's just adding it to every surface it can. It is kind of cool though. I think we go this way, Sav, and make the big old jump. See, that's the water reflections built into game versus these water reflections up here. We get down to the water there and it'll do this with it. But it's not as realistic as this. Yeah, and here, and when you get to rough terrain again, and it just looks a bit meh. Glassy marble or stone is pretty cool in many places, yeah, but it shouldn't be sort of there but not there, and you know, so it's where it's sort of putting it is, I mean, and it's putting it there because it thinks that's, you know, the only places it can put it, like here. See, it's almost like a, I mean, you can see what it's doing with the GUI. It's reflecting that as well. I've lost Savick again somewhere. Should be fighting with a Moloch or something. You know, so screen space reflections are nice, but they need to be in their place. Because this area shouldn't have them. You know, this surface shouldn't have them, etc. Where are we jumping? Geronimo. Easy at 220 though. Let's watch Savick do it. No! I thought you'd hit the water and we're going down to Rubicar there. Yeah, it's trying to put it on top of the grass and stuff like that. Yeah, it didn't work on it doesn't look right when it's on a slope because that sort of, you know, almost puddle sheen of water you see on pavements and things like that doesn't happen on diagonals unless it's really coming down with rain or there's some water being flowed over the top of it, you know. So yeah, it's an interesting one, to say the very least. But the ray tracing does seem, I think I've got that set now, so it is working, but I've got it set quite low, so it's not a massive, oh, you're trying to follow me on the stream, but yeah, there is some stream delay. When there's a stream with, oh, these guys are green, let's leave them alone. If you stream and you've got the recoder options so people can watch in different resolutions, and I always try and get, you know, restart until it does it. Usually that introduces more delay between me in real time and what you're seeing on the stream screen. One day I'll have to come this side and pick these mobs off. You know, these. I always go the other side to do it, and yet they're all here. Could even be easier. Right, we need to get underwater, Sav. Down in the metawater. See now, perfect candidate for putting screen space on. Look at that. How cool is that now? I turn around, look, there's all this going on. That's how water's supposed to, I mean, apart from the navy blue, on a nice flat surface like this, that really conveys, oh look, it's wet, sort of thing. You know. But then everything below the line it's doing it at gets completely janked up. Yeah, it does not like slopes. No, it gets weird. See, there's none on the slopes here. You watch when we start climbing, it'll try and put it there instead. See, it's trying to add it, and it ain't working. It just looks odd. And now we've got shiny, slimy, wet snow, and it looks all right when you get to these sort of surfaces here. But it doesn't look right on the grass. You know, the grass should sort of soak it up almost. But there you go. Let's turn it back off. But when you've got a big expanse, if you could make it sort of trigger on water only, it would look amazing. Someone's been busy. Now, if I turn fog, not on in-game setting, if I turn fog off, I think underwater actually looks a little more modern, but it doesn't look like you're underwater really, does it? You get less sort of anomalous oddity. I keep pressing the wrong key. Right, if we put auto detect on, you can see now that it's coral is a light source. Yeah, if I we go back to lucky version, there you go. You can see all the light sources under the water. So the coral is in fact a light source. So to make it look vivid and bright, at some point the devs decided we're going to do that. That looks like Antarctica. And this coral over here is as well. If you're not sure what I'm looking at there, hang on, let me show you. Yeah, you can see without doubt that that is in fact a light source. And again over here. And the garden statue is as well. Yep, that's a light source. The fish just look like what? Coming up on the tunnel. How freaky is this? Is this weird to watch for you guys? Watching in like Blocko vision. But seeing what's actually going on under the hood of the game. Where lights are, where they're not. I honestly find it kind of fascinating. The lights that are going on inside that. Let's go back to normal vision. There you go. Add in all the textures and everything else, and there we go. Yeah, the grid should look like that. Digitized version of yourself. I'm at Ergo if you can find me, Sav. There she is. She wasn't lost at all. Savik's, what is it? Savik's what? Savik's Secret Intelligence Agency. And now... oh, your run buff runs out, does it? I think that's the top one, isn't it? Yeah. Run speed 820. Yeah, there you go. Right, now, if I use... those are definitely going to be light sources under the bottom of that ice there. Yep. Penumbra, I think I could run the whole thing like this. See, there's Savik. Being uplit by the reflection of the snow. So Penumbra usually looks like this to me. Just like completely blind. There's nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We control the horizontal. We control the vertical. Photo negative. It looks a bit like that, except it's not. It's showing where illumination is. See, these aren't shadows, it's showing up there. We go back to, those are light sources, as far as the game engine's concerned. So it's not a photo negative, no, not quite. It's showing you where light sources are. See, under the tree itself is lit. Very weird. That's why this place is so bloody bright all the time. You know, there's white and then there's penumbra. You can see there's light bouncing. See, what the ray tracer does is pick up lights that exist within the game and attempts to make them cast light onto surfaces and bounce around as they would. So it is interesting. Running a new engine. Yeah, it doesn't work on the old engine. You can't go as far back as DX78 and do this sort of stuff. No, you need DX9 for that. If it was a DX10 game, it would be even better. Because then you could have vertex shading or screen space reflections just on water. I think it could be done on DX9. I'm sure we had that in Half-Life, didn't we? In Half-Life 2... I'm sure we had screen space, we had shiny, reflective, mirror-like water, didn't we? Almost certain we did, he said, without checking. But yeah, it's always this over bright for me. Normally I've got eye adaptation on, but for whatever reason I don't have eye adaptation in my my list at the minute. SSR, yeah, that tech demo. I'm sure it had mirror-like water, didn't it? Uli, join our team and you can get a massive run buff. Mate. What level is he? 170. I'm guessing he's run into Inferno. That would be my guess. Yeah, you can see him being illuminated. Is there a light command on your bot? I don't know. Yeah, you had wet reflections in Unreal, the original Unreal, yeah. A light command. Ooh, there is. Ooh. Light settings. RK light. Oh! Okay. SL basic light. Okay. That's different. What's this one? Okay, ridiculous. Penumbra Light, which is where... Inferno Light. Pandemonium Light. It's a bit more yellow. Global Light. Okay, that's weird. I didn't know we could do that. That's turned off a bunch of lighting, hasn't it? Freaky deaky. Paulicus. Hi, Carl. All. Hi, welcome to the stream. So that's Rubicar lighting. So if I don't like the lighting somewhere, I can just use this to change it. Didn't know our bot could do that. I knew it could be done. Right, so now it would automatically set itself to, yeah, that's Inferno lighting with the red. But I can tell it, I don't like this, give me Penumbra lighting. And now it's cold lighting in Inferno. Oh man, yeah, it is as well. Let's go for RK lighting. So that's like the global illumination, yeah? So instead of everything being red, like this is the Inferno light, and it is very red. But if I put it back to SL Basic, it's more of a neutral colour now. So they didn't recolour the ground, it's the lighting. And then what does global light just turns that off by the look of it? Which is kind of freaky deaky. Yeah, I like the Rubicar lighting. We'll go SL Basic. Get rid of these because that guy's going to run up, isn't he? Woo! My perk attacks are kind of bright. This is why I have the bounce light a little lower. It might look nice on a screenshot, but as soon as you start playing the game, we're just going around testing ray tracing and stuff. And you fell off and brought a load of spiders with you. Are they zealots? Yeah, they would insta-kill that poor 170. I like the arcade lighting in Inferno. In Penumbra it looks awful though. Oh, right. I think guy's still talking to Ergo, so... Yeah, these things are nasty at lower levels. The zealots. I mean, they haven't got a lot of HP, but my god, they hit hard for their level. Yeah, this is... what did I... Yeah, I think SL Basic Light is what I'm running now. Does the map look any different, or AOES? This is Atlas of Shadowlands, but it's a modified version by Sav. So now it's double size, because I play at 1440p. So that does make a little bit of difference on how it looks. I think Inferno looks nicer like this. I mean, I appreciate that it's supposed to be all red and fiery and brimstone like this. But if you think about it, all they've really done is add on like an orange-red filter to the basic lighting. So if we turn off that light, I think just... What does RK... I think the RK lighting's a bit nicer. Maybe basic SL light. A bit cold. RK light's still fairly warm looking. Got the lava. Is the lava a light source? Let's have a look. Let's go back. Not exactly, but it does radiate light from inside up onto certain edges there. If we set the path tracing all the way up there to redonkulous, probably like 10 frames a second, you can see from inside, wherever, somewhere inside that mesh. Want to be? Oh yeah, can you ban hammer, please, Sav? Thank you. Bye. Thanks for the offer, but no. Yes, don't buy followers. Very, very foolish. You will get caught. And even if you don't, it's a very bad idea anyway, because... Why is it a bad idea anyway? Because they'll never watch anything you do. So you will end up with 500 followers who never tune in and watch anything, which looks really bad on your analytics. So don't do it. It's the same on YouTube. So this is Rubicar lighting inside Inferno. I didn't know you could do this. This is so cool. That's SL. It's a bit cold. What's this one? Caustic? I can't read that. Caustic's light. It's rather blue, but okay. Penumbra Light looks very similar here. A little more green. Inferno Light should look like this, which is very red. Pand is more of a yellowy light. I think Pand is probably best here, because you've got kind of that it's very, very hot kind of vibe, but you've also... Not everything's red mush. Yeah, you can see the aura is illuminating the whole planet now. Let's get up here. Doesn't feel like Inferno now. Now it sort of does. My view distance seems astronomical with that ray tracing plugin. Caustics. That's the underwater effect of Adonis, is it? Bling has a bling. What is the bling? The bling is Mathematica is now following. Thank you for the follow. I thought you were already following. But okay, thank you for the follow. Global light just feels like it turns most of the light off, including your head. Rubicar light feels a bit too cheerful and bright. SL basic, is that just Job kind of lighting or something, or... I'm not sure. This rock is meant to be red. No. It should be pink like that. I like Pandemonium though. I like the yellow. Right, from here, where do we go? We go pretty much... Follow the path, past Lloyd the Void. Yeah, we're nearly there now, aren't we? So, there we go. Mess with the light settings forever. What, until I zone? Pand looks like a Venus. Yes. I kind of like it. I kind of like the pandemonium lighting around here. I think that looks pretty cool. Okay, got a bit of lag going on here. Mind you, what did I was foolish before, wasn't I? I set my path tracing length to redonkulous. Right, there we go. So are we not liking the yellow lighting in Pand? What about Rubicar lighting? Almost looks cold here now. Rubicar lighting looks sharper. It does, doesn't it? Yeah. A little more neutral. So even though the sky is that colour, we're okay. The water is still massively too blue. They've never got it right, have they? Damn you, Ogre Engine, for not being implemented. And then we would have had actual reflective water in Anarchy Online and wouldn't be messing around now with shaders and such to try and make it work. To be fair, I have got stupid amounts of run speed, so I have to keep pausing to give Sav half a chance. Otherwise, you know, you're sort of being a bit of an arse. Not letting your friends keep up. Look at the Yutto. Oh, the Yutto tents. Yes, the tents of the Yutto. Let's have a look, see. Well, the sign's kind of bright. What's under the hood here? Yeah, there is definite light sources inside. I've always thought there probably were. Yay! A lot of light sources going on in here. Kind of cool. Oh, I don't know what I'm fighting because can't see me GUI. Don't aggro that. Okay, Blazing Spirit. Let's see what happens now. Where's my... There we go. You just can't see a bloody thing, can you? Another sacrifice in the name of science. In Penumbra it looks awful though. So, yeah, the arcade lighting is definitely pretty sharp, isn't it? But it does lack a little bit of atmosphere. I mean, that's pretty sharp anyway. Now I've just switched across. Through the graveyard of doom past the 50 million spirits. And this is the way it's normally lit, and this ain't too bad once you get to here. See, look at the glow coming off the lava on the underside there. You see it? If I turn... See, it's gone now. And I turn ray tracing back on. See it come back. These guys won't bloody root either, they're right pain. Half of them anyway. Don't kill them, I'm just going to root them all here. And the unyielding spirit. Isn't he the boss? This guy's like, I'm not running through these dudes. Right, go on then. He's in wolf form doing his bestest fast run. And Fixer just goes, burns past him. Is this with fog on? Yeah, it is. It is. If I turn fog off now. Yeah, without fog isn't an improvement, is it, boys and girls? Some areas are just... You know, no fog is worse than having fog. I think I'd rather have the fog in Inferno. But now we're here. Let's SSR. We haven't SSR'd since we got here. So, we do get the reflections here. And they do work on things like lava. They just, you know, I mean, really, I don't know if lava is reflective, if it's ever flat and smooth enough to be reflective, but... Maybe. Could be, maybe. Yeah, you see, the problem with screen space reflections on certain surfaces is it shows up the blocks they're built on. So for instance, if you look at here, you can kind of see a very angular layout, as you would if you go to here. You can see, if you know what I mean, the polygon count is rather low, isn't it, with it like this? Yeah, it's pretty low like this, but when I turn off SSR, as you can see, those polygons have disappeared, and when we go back into the game itself, the ground looks a bit more flat and neutral, doesn't it? Yeah, fog off in certain areas can look quite good, but on most areas you do want it back on, otherwise it just looks painfully bad. You know, it really does. Which lighting have I got? I think I've got Inferno. Yeah, this is normal Inferno lighting. We go for SL Basics, a little cold. Rubicar's a little warmer. We'll stay with Rubicar lighting. I didn't know you could do that just with the bot. I thought you had to know the command or edit a file, and it was a bit dodgy to edit the file. But it's actual command, is it? That's pretty cool. You're not gaining anything, are you? You know. That can't work. Does that work in interiors? It can't do, can it? Whoa, I got some interesting lighting going on here. Mind you, the new engine is a bit janky on where light can go and can't go anyway. So the ray tracing is, you know. Go back to Inferno Light. Still looks a bit less red than normal. I mean, the sky stays red, etc., doesn't it? Yeah, a lack of fog in certain areas, like Inferno, where there ain't much of anything, can look pretty bloody awful. Yes, another Duncan, another sacrifice in the name of science. Yes. I used to do voices all the time as a kid. You know, I used to do impressions of people, etc. You know, like when you're a kid, you sort of like, you sort of do a lot of play acting. And we kind of lose that as we get older, I think. And it's kind of a shame. Kind of a shame that we do. My wife is meant to be finishing work soonish, so I don't know. She might not, she might be on a bit longer. Yay, there he is. Why can I not just pull you from here? Why are you so awkward? There you go. Come to me. And Guardians. You all stay there. No, you stay. I want you to stay. See, that's why I like the AoE one, but never bloody lands in Shadowlands. It's great when you first get it, and then it's really not. Yeah, the various perks and buffs and whatevers that are firing are normally giving off quite subtle whatevs, and now they're not. Rubicar Light. It feels a little bluer at first because the Inferno Light is so red, I think. But it's not red, it's blue, really. It's more like natural daylight. Quick look at the loot. Nada. I would just leave him, Sav. We'll Will he not? Will he not? Yeah, just don't want to train a bunch of people. I think these guys give up anyway. Right, so we're going to Pandemonium. Boom, with the Pandemonium light. Penumbra Light looks pretty freaky here. It's like night vision, nighttime in Bethesda games lighting. Normal lighting, nighttime lighting, Inferno lighting. Makes you realise the Inferno Light is very, very red, isn't it? Is it that dramatic on the old engine as well? Does the command work there? I'm assuming it does. So if it's nighttime on Rubicar and you hit one of these, does it change it, or does it do a thing? Yeah, you can see the briefcase. I was saying right at the beginning of the stream 2 hours ago that, yeah, the briefcase is I think they were trying to make it look more metallic, so they added some sort of light emission to it. So we still see it now because the beta engine is basically just the old engine patched to DX9. That's it, really. There's nothing else clever about it. Savick has become transfixed. Rubicar light. Oh, that's much more clear, isn't it? I think because it's near a white light, so you see more detail, because you got more distinction of colour instead of just mush of red. And now we go all the way to the end of the journey. There we go. From Job to Pand. In a very long arse sort of way around. Yes, it was. Really long arse way round. I seem to remember them saying they had to move rocks and stuff because after changing stuff there were random things in the air. Yeah, there was quite a bit of that to begin with. But they didn't do much else. Oh God, he's giving me the bloody bracer again. Go away with this bracer. And then our lovely friend Omni HQ. Yep, let's go. Sav, I've lost you. Before I get aggroed. Back to the grid. That's the grid with RTX. There's the grid with RTX and screen space reflections. It does look awesome in here with it. I quite like the idea that it's some glass-like surface in here, you know? Oh, Sav, fixer grid. Got to check out the fixer grid. Taylor buffing me. Thanks, Taylor. They're awesome. Right, you ready? Let's go inside the fixer grid. Oh, God. Ooh, yeah, that's kind of freaky. It's freaking out with the map. Let's turn the map off. It's reflecting my NCU line at the kind of horizon line. Floor's very dark. It is, yeah. It's. I think it was always meant to be, but on the new engine, it is darker in here than it is on the old engine, which is weird. Yeah, having these things reflecting in here is kind of cool. It's like black marble onyx or something weird, isn't it? Right, if I go Rubicar light in here, it does get a little bit lighter, doesn't it? Inferno light, and now it's red. Global light, it's kind of neutral. Pandemonium's a bit yellow. Now we've got the underwater light. I like that, lights up the floor quite a bit. That's a little better. So we need the underwater light inside the grid. So what does the unicorn mean in the grid? Does anyone know? Unicorn in the grid? Yeah. Goes to the unicorn hub. It's where you do battle stations, get your OFAB gear. Yeah, I'll show you now. South, pick an exit. We'll go back in the regular grid. Where do you want to go? All the way to the top. I mean, why a unicorn? You're maybe thinking of a horse with a horn on it. But no. Right, we'll go out of PW. And the wet desert. Oop, F1. Poof. There we go. Okay, so turning around, this one, Unicorn Hub. There you go. It's this area here. So you've got Battle Station, level 21204, 61 to 100, Lobby stuff, all of that. You've got Mining Outpost. Give this a second to load in. So with the Mining Outpost, you see down there, there's going to be miners, and if you click over here on a dot, so you come to A, you come out here, you are in gas, okay? And you see that guy running around there. It's a very, very slow way of earning VP, but it's also a daily. I probably won't find one if that guy's been in here. He will have probably killed them off. You get illegal miners in here, and they're just like a really lowbie NPC. You kill 3 of them, loot the item off them, and right click it, and you earn VP, which is victory points. You see, I've spent them all on this guy. So the whole area here, that's all this bit's for. Once you've killed your 3, then you just click on one of these and get up. But if someone you're in PvP range comes up, they can get you. So do be careful. And then you've got this big kind of RP area here. You can just kind of chill out, sort your bank out, swap out implants if need be, and then refresh terminal. Etc. So that's what's in here. Go back into the main room, and you've got the OFAB shop in here. So depending on your class, all of them, so trader, soldier, blah, 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 adventurer. See, I can't access this. I have to be on the correct class to access it, which I think is stupid and should be gotten rid of. So the only one I can enter here is the Fixer one, and I can get the Fixer's Ring, OFAB body armor, etc. They're all yes drop unless you upgrade them later. Okay. Then over here, you've got the general shop for HUD items, stuff to use in PvP, first aid sort of stuff. And more importantly, you've got the LE nanos for your class, so BUR, bureaucrat. If I look down, depending on your class, so, and they are fairly expensive, so you don't need to be earning a bit of VP to use them. bunch of nanos, and then you've got all these HUD items near the bottom. You can see on this character that I'm using that one, fully upgraded one, and it depends on your level. So you've got to be level 200 to get this one. It adds 100 to all damage and 60 to offensive, and then there's a defensive version which adds 100 to all evades, 50 to add all def. There's a nano version, adds 75 to all nano skills. You can wear that in your HUD. An MA attack. Don't buy the unattuned stripped Izzy Gimmer thing if you're a NT. You don't get it here. You get it from different places. And then if you want to check DPS, you've got punching bags you can wail on for 5 bazillion hours. I've never seen anyone kill one. Although OFAB weapons any good, they're not bad. There are other alternatives, but you do need to be a paid character to be able to use them. They're better once you've got yeah, let me just stop fighting a second. With these, depending if you go melee or whatever, when you get one, it's fairly basic. So let's say Peregrine. Okay, so pistol. When you buy it, it's no drop and it does nothing except shoot, shoot, shoot. You need LE bios, which you add to it, which are, I think I've probably got some on me actually. Yeah, there you go. You need the right one, type blah blah, in a certain quality range to add to that weapon to give it specials, etc. I don't know if I've got one of the weapons once it's upgraded on me or not. Might have. Might still have one. No, that's an AI weapon. But I used to use one on this character. The thing is, though, being perfectly honest, on Fixer, the SMG, you can upgrade it to use full auto earlier than when you get envies, but you're going to be waiting minutes between each full auto because the recharge on it is so high. And the same with all the weapons, really. You need the correct biotype to upgrade it to have, say, fling, burst, or fast attack and brawl, etc. So that's what's in the unicorn area. Is that it's PvP and stuff. So yeah, that's Legion 88. He's quite an okay chap, isn't he? Yeah, let's give him buffs. I think he's AFK. He's no idea that he's on stream. But there we are. Never mind. So the floor in here is a bit more behaved, isn't it? It's not like it's reflective over there, but not stupid looking over here. Which I kind of like. Let's back in here. It still looks pretty good, but it's doing the reflection. You can see it there. Look. It's getting very confused with that. I think it was always designed maybe with that in mind, being first person. I don't know. Could be. It's kind of cool to see it though. And then very wet old Athen, which I don't really like if I'm honest. It looks good in some areas, it looks good when it's raining, but the rest of the time not so much. What the hell weapon's that you got there? What is that? Oh, here we go. Oh, right. Ornamental blade. It's quite cool looking though. It's the Keeper Sword minus the colouring. Or with different colouring. It's that mesh anyway. There's Dalar being cool. Thing is, I don't get with Dalar. I think she's Froob, isn't she? Am I looking at the wrong person here? Yeah, she got binded blackbirds, but in social, she's put the nanocharge rifle so she looks like a paid fixer. And replica commando armors. Awesome. Nice one, Dayla. Mathematica. You sound like a Bond villain or something. Gotta go. Thanks for the stream. RT8 looks amazing. GN. Okay. Well, thank you very much. That's very cool. I'm wondering what's going on with Wifey. She's not phoned yet. So we're getting worried. Yes, we are. Yeah, she did say she'd probably finish work at 8. But has not as yet. I like arcade lighting. That was ages ago. Okay. That's pretty interesting. I didn't know you could do all that with the lighting, though. I'll get back to that. You watch. There you go. So if I go Inferno lighting in Old Athen. Yeah, that doesn't look weird. Pandemonium lighting, not too bad. Underwater lighting. Basic Shadowlands lighting. And let's just leave it on Rubicar. That's pretty cool. Yeah, but it shows you the Inferno is a bit OTT. You know, is it a little bit, maybe a little bit OTT? Even Penumbra looks more normal. Global lighting. That looks pretty good. Rubicar lighting. Global lighting. I like global. We like the global. I don't know where the light source is, though. I can see the shadow. Shadow's that way. So where is it coming from? It's an invisible sun. Let's go for Rubicar lighting. There we go. That was a bit weird. In combination with the blue sky, red looks weird. Yes, it does. Very weird. So there we go. We've had a good look at shaders and such. And at the weekend, we'll do some raiding, etc. But yeah, I think we're about done there, really. Because I'm going to have to go fairly soon. And can't be on stream and not be at my computer. So thank you everyone that's come along. It's very kind of you and Savik for coming for a run along with me. Just because, why not? That was quite cool. But yeah, there you go. So shaders and Anarchy Online. Look at the stuff you can do. It's always interesting. Right, is anyone else Anarchy Online? Anarchy Online. There's me. Someone called Lane Shy. Cone is here with one viewer. Oh, is he doing... Him I know. Lane Shy. Oh, they are Spanish. BREN. Brazilian, I think. So they're sort of over there. Scott's not on. Any streamers I know on? Che, you're usually on. Are you on? Che is on. Che's a lovely guy. Let's go raid Che. He's a proper streamer, not like what I am. So, let's go raid Che. So all hop in, don't opt out, all go say hi and then go home. Make me look more popular than I really am. If you all go, I look so much more popular. Okay, somebody's having fun. So he's fighting Daylar. For some reason. Okay, we're going to go raid Mr. J. Bye all.